Whether it's Jump Around at Camp Randall or the Lambeau Leap here in Green Bay, so much about football anchored in tradition, and there are a few traditions like ESPN College Game Day, joined now by Rece Davis. Rece, I want to go back to the fact that you guys could have been anywhere this weekend, and there are so many great games going on around the country. You guys wanted to be here. Why?
I think because of some of the things you mentioned. It's such an iconic venue. It's unusual to have a game in Lambeau. They've never had an FBS game here, and it's been, 33 years since there's been a college game here. So to have two teams with the pedigrees that LSU and Wisconsin have, and to have this venue in a football-crazed state and area, it sort of made sense to us. We like to go places we haven't been. This is the 74th different place game day's been. And, plus we get a chance to see if we can talk Desmond into doing one more Lambeau Leap.
So when you figure out where you're going to go, what are the first few things you do to make sure you're prepared for when you're on air, whether it's digging into the location, Wisconsin, LSU? What do you get into right away to make sure you know what you're talking about?
I think for this, the venue would probably be the first thing, because I'm a college guy more than an NFL guy, but everybody knows Lambeau. We like to try to dig up some of the things that give you a feel for the real taste and what maybe only the real locals know about this stadium and what it's like on game day. And to hear Desmond talk about it. Desmond's a pretty matter-of-fact kind of guy, but him to talk about how special this is and how it's a really unique environment to come in. Those are the kind of things you want to capture. I think that's where the preparation starts, and it certainly extends from that into getting ready, not only for the particular game where you are, but the nature of our show, you prepare for the entire day and season as well.
Let's talk about that going into your second year as host. I'm going to use a sports cliche here question. What did you take from your rookie year that you're now going to apply to here the first show this season as you get ready for your second season?
I think the one thing that only happens over time when you do a show like this is building chemistry as a group. And I said this a lot last year when we first started. I'd worked with all of the guys quite a bit, but individually in different areas other than game day. When you get people together in a unit, it's different. And so I think that there's a greater comfort level this year for us to challenge each other and to, without it being confrontational. I mean, it can be, it can be pointed, certainly, but rather than screaming at each other, I think that's not really what our show's based on. But I think you'll see a little bit more of that from all of us because there's a greater trust and comfort level with the group as a whole. And those kind of things you can't just make happen by, hanging out in the off season, which we do and which we did, but it just happens by being on air together over time.
Well, I know that all of us are looking forward to not only tomorrow, but the whole season coming up with Game Day. Thanks for taking a minute. And for everything leading up to this game, we got you covered all weekend long here on UWBadgers.com.